Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Say What Needs to Be Said. I'm your host, Asante, Mr. Pick Six Samuel, two-time Super Bowl champion, Pro Bowler, all-pro record-breaking cornerback, and, of course, the swaggiest cornerback of them all, baby. The last cornerback to do it in a 16-game season. Eric, clap it up, baby. Sunday night vibes. A lot of football games went down tonight, man, and the ultimate game and the person we want to see play isn't playing. He is not getting to play. Why are they treating this man like this, man? But a lot of games to get into tonight, man. Sunday night, another crazy week of football, man. From college football to the NFL. And if y'all can see, I'm in the new setup, man. But you know I have to bring it to y'all. And let me bring on my co-host for tonight, always, the 2-3 Drewster himself, 2-3 Drees. How we doing?
What's up? What's up?
You hear me good?
Yeah, everything good, man. Hey, listen, it felt like it was a lot of blowouts today on football Sunday. It felt like a lot of blowouts.
Yeah, man, a lot of crazy football going on, man. And I know a lot of people didn't expect Aaron Rodgers to show up and show down the way he did tonight, man. And wasn't expecting the Chargers to take off like they did. But you know, if y'all understand who I picked to go to the Super Bowl, y'all say what needs to be said, and you know that the Chargers is on the list, baby. And watch out for the Chargers. They look good tonight, man, against a okay team with a Hall of Fame quarterback. Must I say more? Must I say more? You know? But let's get into it. Chargers got the victory tonight over the Steelers, 25-10. And let me tell you what was most important about these stats, man. If we see the total yardage, 221 yards for Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, 314 for the Chargers. As you can see, man, 2 for 11 on third downs for the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. Man, 2 for 11. And at one point, it was 0 for 8. They had not converted a third down. And that's a good test. That's a testament to the Chargers defense and what they was doing out there tonight, man. And the Chargers, they went 6 for 17, not that good, but they got the victory. They got the victory tonight, you know. And the Chargers held, they did their thing. They're holding it down. They showing up and showing out, man.
You can't expect to win a game not winning the money down. That's the money down right there. Going for 2 for 11. Don't even look at the score and can tell who lost that game and looking at third down most of the time.
Right. And those two third downs that they converted, most of those two came in like the third and fourth quarter. So probably came when it didn't count. You know what I mean?
All right.
But before all of that, matter of fact, at the same time all of this was transpiring for the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers was held to 96 yards passing. 96 yards passing and 3 points with 6 minutes and 35 seconds left in the game. Now, that's not a good look for Aaron Rodgers at all. I don't care if he was 55. 96 yards passing, the damn near the game was over. You know, he got over 100 yards during the game, but most of those yards came during garbage time. Ended the game with Aaron Rodgers ended the game with, let's get into it. Let's check it out. First, Justin Herbert, he went 20 for 33, 221 yards, 1 touchdown, but ultimately he knows how to win the game. And him using his legs is the most deceptive player asset in the football, in NFL right now. Justin Herbert using his legs, man. I don't even know people preparing for that. If you're a smart defensive coordinator, you understand Justin Herbert is going to be effective with his legs. Make sure I have someone on him at all times. And Lad McConkey. Oh, man, let me tell you what. The way Lad McConkey was out there routing folks up, man, tonight, man, he did his thing left and right. He showed up and showed out. Shout out to the chat, man, showing up and showing out, man. How we doing out there? And then we have to get to Aaron Rodgers, who we want to talk about, man. Aaron Rodgers, 16 for 31. What is that? 50.6%, 161 yards, like I said.
2 interceptions.
2 interceptions.
2 interceptions and 2-11 on third down. That can pretty much determine who's going to win the game right there. Those 2 stats right there.
Those 2 stats, third down and who wins the turnover battle. And Aaron Rodgers, man, Aaron Rodgers played like an old man tonight, basically. He played like an old man, and he was bad. He was bad, especially in the second half. That 3rd down and 6 attempt during the 4th quarter in the red zone, when the ball went over the wide receiver head, I forget who he was. That was horrible. He missed that throw so badly, man. That was absolutely horrible when the Steelers needed him most in clutch time. Is it time for Steelers Nation to panic? Is it that time?
I don't know. Like, one of the biggest things for the whole season for the Steelers was the defense. The defense looked horrible all year long. The last week it was like, yes, the defense is back. They caused a lot of turnovers. They was getting sacks. Then this week it went right back to the old defense that we've seen all year long. So I mean, the defense also, you always know the defense leads to the offense. So once the defense is doing bad, man, it's like the Steelers are going downhill. They can't really move the ball. And they got one wide receiver, honestly. They got DK Metcalf. That's it, that wide receiver. And
if you want to consider him a number 1 wide receiver, or you know what I mean, but we'll get to him, man. We're gonna get to him, man. But yeah, it's like, man, the Steelers, they put together a good defensive game against the Colts last week. Looked very good, shut the number 1 offense down, and then you come up and play against the Chargers like this. I mean, at the same time, man, if you're the Steelers, you're depending on Aaron Rodgers to do some great things at the same time. If the defense doesn't show up, you depend on the great Aaron Rodgers to do some special things, and he couldn't do that for the Steelers today or tonight. You know what I mean? Right. And I think it has to do with the way the Chargers play defense. They are very, very physical on defense, and they just play very good team ball, just like John Harbaugh wants them to be, and wants his team to do. And that's the key to victory for the Chargers. Play physical team ball, right? No one's selfish. No one's concerned about how many carries I get, how many times I receive the ball, how many yards I finish this game with. You know, they're just about winning over there in the Chargers.
Yeah.
And the Los Angeles Chargers are one of my Super Bowl picks. If y'all understand it, y'all know. And my picks are holding up pretty good. And if you're a betting man, and I ain't gonna tell you who we about to sign with, but if you're a betting man, you would have bet with the Chargers versus the Steelers in the Super Bowl, and you would be a rich son of a gun right now. That $500 you wanted to bet would have turned into $5,000, just like that.
I mean,
tonight, one of those tough, old school, drag you knockout games, baby. And who will be standing tall in the 4th quarter will win. Talk to me. What you got to say, Dries?
No, I was saying they even had the 3rd string running back. Honestly, Vidal, he's a 3rd string running back. He ran for 25. He had 25 carries for almost 100 yards with 95 yards. That shows you, like, it don't matter who's in the backfield. That line, and a lot of offensive linemen is hurt. They top Joe Alt is out the game, and right now they still are able to produce their run game with a 3rd string running back and a couple linemen is out the game. They still producing at the running back position. And it's like, man, you play defense, you run a ball, you control the clock. That's like the keys to victory.
You notice the teams that no matter who they have at running back, no matter who is hurt on the offensive line, they still produce at the running back position because they have that system and they coach their team the correct way to play physical, tough, knock you out, drag out football. You got Sean Payton with the Denver Broncos, right? You have who else? Who else am I missing? You got the Cleveland Browns, right? You have the Chargers, right? I can't think right off the top.
Honestly, the Colts right now with Jonathan Taylor getting 150 yards a game.
And the Eagles. How could I forget about the Eagles? You got the Eagles, and then Sean Stetchen, right? He's a part of the Eagles, right? He came from the Eagles system, so you might as well see. So you know what I mean? And you understand, man, if you teach your team how to be a physical team and you practice that way and you beat that into their head every day, we need to run the ball. If we don't run the ball, X, Y, and Z. And if you promote that to the team, man, that's how you become a physical team. It's simple as that, man. I've seen it. I've done it. I've been a part of it. And I'm just telling you, man, I understand, you know. But we was talking about DJ Metcalf. Oh, man. DJ Metcalf doesn't have the superpowers Aaron Rodgers is used to having with his go-to receivers. That is the issue with Aaron Rodgers right now. He thinks that DK Metcalf can be the Devontae Adams, the Jordan Nelsons, the Donald Drivers, or the Greg Jennings. And he's not like that, honestly. DJ
Right.
Metcalf, man, he doesn't have the quicks to suddenly get off, the quick jam or press coverage. He doesn't have the quicks to instantly get off the line of scrimmage and make a play. He can't get open suddenly like those guys I just named. And that's what Aaron Rodgers is used to. He's used to getting the ball out of his hands quick because those guys was able to make sudden moves and be open right now on back shoulder fades, those right now slants. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now Aaron Rodgers is forced to change his game up or his style of play because he has to adjust to DJ Metcalf and let me say this correctly. Instantly, he's not a instantly fast guy, right? He's like, he takes a while to build up, right? So he has to adjust to this wide receiver that doesn't have that instant get open right now speed. All right, that's how we're gonna say it. He doesn't have get open right now speed. So Aaron Rodgers is forced to adjust that, man, and try to make a play with the type of number one wide receivers he isn't used to. That's what Aaron Rodgers is dealing with at the end of the day. And the Steelers should have traded for another receiver.
They should.
And Metcalf some help. Metcalf just can't show up like Rodgers need him to be. And Jaden Waddle, man, like I predicted, he would have been the perfect pick for the Steelers to go grab, and they would have been more competitive tonight. They would have been more competitive tonight against the Chargers because DK Metcalf was getting D'd up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I was saying also, like when Aaron Rodgers step out the pocket, he does that scrambling around. He has so much connection with his pass receivers where they can make a move and then get open. Like you seen today, he tried to throw DK Metcalf open, and he's like he missed it. And they didn't have that same connection as he did pass with his receivers having that quick move and his scramble drill as well.
You put it perfectly. He's used to throwing these wide receivers open and putting the ball in places that he knows those receivers can make the play. He can't get that right now. He can't throw DK Metcalf open. DK Metcalf is frustrated when he gets D'd up. He doesn't understand how to bounce back and fight back and get hard. He pouts like a baby. He pouts like he's entitled to be open. You know what I mean? Like you have to fight and win these battles to get open, especially for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is dependent on you. And yeah, man.
It seemed like DK need the ball to come straight to him for him to make a play. You can't throw it to an area where it's like I'll go get it, and you know what I mean? Because there was some big plays that could have been made today, but it was just like off target a little bit.
Every time, most of the times you watch DK Metcalf on his routes, you don't see any separation. You see the cornerbacks stuck to him like glue, and that. Play before Aaron Rodgers made that awful pass on third down, in the fourth, I think it was the fourth quarter with like 6 minutes left or whatever it was. And right after that, he tried to throw a fade route to DK Metcalf, and I think the cornerback was Hart. Hart was on him just like any other cornerback, stuck him right on his hip. And Hart made the tough, if that was the right cornerback out there. Hart made the toughest play to make as a cornerback. Like he played it like it was a back shoulder fade, and he didn't even have to. But that's because DK Metcalf is that slow, that he doesn't have enough sudden quickness to make any of the cornerbacks fear him. You understand? Or do things to get open right now, man. And that's what Aaron Rodgers is missing, And he started feeling himself. Aaron Rodgers started feeling himself, man. Like you say, try to do it Patrick Mahomes. He got caught up trying to do his best Patrick Mahomes impersonation. He thought that Achilles was feeling better and thought he was 3 years old all over again. And that ended up in a safety, you know what I mean? He ended up in the safety, man. But I like Justin Herbert, man. I like Justin Herbert. I'm impressed with what Justin Herbert does as a quarterback. It doesn't look sexy and as fancy as the top elite quarterbacks, what we're used to saying, and then Patrick Mahomes, the old Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady's, and things like that. But he's a winner, man. He understands how to win, and he understands what players to get the ball to in what situations. And that's what it boils down to. But that slant route by Lad McConkey, man, he put it on Brandon Echols, boy. That was nasty, boy. Echols
Yeah.
let
Honestly, last year I thought like Larry McConkey, he should have been like the rookie of the year because he was like more surprising than you know what I mean. Because nobody expected him to come out of Georgia and do what he do with the Chargers last year. So to me, like I would have gave him like rookie of the year last year on offense because it was such a surprise. Like he gets the ball, he gets his receptions, he get open, he create space, and then he get the yards after catch.
Man, Brandon Echols, man, he let McConkey create damn near 5 yards of separation in a 5-yard route. That's bad, man. That play was over before it started, man. That was some nasty work. But the Chargers got the victory, man. Chargers versus the Eagles in the Super Bowl. We said it here first on Say What Needs to Be Said. Watch out. Check out the Eagles tomorrow against who they play tomorrow again?
They play the Packers.
Watch the Eagles tomorrow versus the Packers. And when you watch the Eagles play tomorrow night, just think about what Mr. Pickett said. Super Bowl. This is one of the Super Bowl teams this season. And they will be playing the Chargers. And we'll see, man. We'll see how that goes. But moving right along, man. Y'all know we have to talk about the Cleveland Browns, right? So the Cleveland Browns versus the Jets. And, man, the Jets got the victory over the Browns today. Jets got the victory over the Browns.
Man.
Not expectations in this game, man. Not much expectation in this game. But Breece Hall took over the game in the fourth quarter in the running game, and he sealed the deal. That was basically the highlight of the game. Dillon Gabriel. Let's get into this. The Jets got the victory over the Cleveland Browns 27-20. And Dillon Gabriel, man, he led the offense 270 yards, 78 total yards to a whopping or horrible 169 yards by the Jets and Justin Fields.
It's crazy.
On third down for the Browns, not that bad, and 3 of 11 for the Jets, right? And Dillon Gabriel, he goes 17 for 32. His usual type of performance, completing 50% of his passes. 50% of his passes for 167 yards. He threw one more than his average 1 touchdown per game. So he had 2 touchdowns today. So I guess that was good, right? That was a plus for Dillon Gabriel. He had 1 more than his average, But right now, the Cleveland Browns are 2-7. And Kevin Stefanski, the head coach, is sticking with Dillon Gabriel as the quarterback. Is anyone surprised?
Do you stick with Dillon Gabriel?
I'm surprised they lost that game today.
Yeah, we're going to stick with Dillon. Obviously, this is a young players that you're always trying to get one game better and those type of things. But
do you stick with Dillon Gabriel after this game, or do you think about making a change?
Yeah, we're going to stick with Dillon. Obviously, this is a young players that you're always trying to get one game better and those type of things. But
he don't even know what to say about Dillon Gabriel. He just know he had to defend Dillon Gabriel at all costs for whatever the reason is at this point. It's the same old storyline each week about Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. And they refuse to do it again. But once again, Dillon Gabriel contributions to the offense are not the standard, as everyone can see. And Kevin Stefanski is sticking with Dillon Gabriel. How many games had Dillon Gabriel won as a starter? 1, right? He won 1 game as a starter. Nothing he has done looked worth a damn to make the players on the team keep dealing with Dillon Gabriel at quarterback. Why is Kevin Stefanski putting his team through that? I think we can officially say that Shedeur is being blackballed from being able to show his talent. What did Shedeur do to deserve all this? Be himself? Be flashy? Just like any other kid? And Kevin Stefanski, he cannot be worried about his job security the way he is carrying on and still continuing to play Dylan Gabriel, it's hard to believe now because this is buffoonery what we're going through right now. And it's hard for me to believe that the NFL doesn't want the Sanders family or Shador to succeed in their league, but the things that are happening are just too suspicious. It's just too suspicious. Why?
They
Why
lost. They just lost to a Jets team that's trying to lose. Jets just traded away their whole defense away. They're not worried about winning no games. And Justin Fields, his third game, not thrown over 60 yards. He threw for 54 yards a day. I mean, granted, they got some.
That doesn't even sound right.
Touchdowns a day.
Saturday game, his third game, not throwing.
This is his third game under 60 yards passing. He threw for 54 yards today, and it was able to walk away with a win.
Still win
against Dylan Gabriel.
I don't even know. I don't even know how much credit is worth any team in the NFL that beats the Jets this season, you know, and let alone getting beat by the Jets. That has to suck as a player, letting the Jets beat you. That definitely has to suck, man.
After they just trade away all their stars. They literally just trade away all their stars on defense. Like, go ahead, y'all could go, and then still beat you. They
listen to how that feels.
Well, some of the all-time greats, and I'm not comparing anybody, but you look at some of their interceptions, their sacks, their things like that. Like, it takes a long time to see enough defenses and enough, plays in this league. And I'm going to continue to fight for whoever's back there. Like, the whole offensive team has to be better for him to make sure that he has his opportunities.
One more time.
Years in the NFL, some of the all-time greats, and I'm not comparing anybody, but you look at some of their interceptions, their sacks, their things like that. Like, it takes a long time to see enough defenses and enough, plays in this league. And I'm going to continue to fight for whoever's back there. Like, the whole offensive team has to be better for him to make sure that he has his opportunities.
I think it's pretty fair to say that every time a player steps to the podium or does an interview with these reporters in Cleveland, they are referring to the quarterback situation, which is Dylan Gabriel most of the time. Who else are they referring to? That is the only issue besides some playmakers on offense and receivers and things like that. But that's a whole nother situation and story. But when they lose these games right here, these tough games, and, they're fighting their tail off on defense and things like that, and the offense doesn't produce Dylan Gabriel or the quarterback situation, man, these players are feeling horrible. These players are feeling absolutely horrible. Mm-hmm. And the Jets gave the Browns a taste of their own medicine. Physical football with a bad quarterback. The same style of football Kevin Stefanski loves to play. Heavy run, a lot of rollout passing, good defense, and good special teams, because both quarterbacks are not good or close to average at their position. So that's how they got to win.
Were you surprised? Was you surprised at the outcome of this game?
In my head, I had them chalked it up like, okay, this is the game that Dylan Gabriel is going to have a pretty good game and he's going to succeed a little bit. And he was playing the New York Jets, so I'm thinking this was a game that he was going to have a chance to go out there and prove something.
That's me too. Again,
I guess that's just the nature of the game. If you don't got it, you don't got it. But times are tough for Kevin Stefanski. If his team loses because they are outplayed on special teams. Special teams put up 2 scores on the Cleveland Browns for the Jets. And Justin Fields, how many yards he passed for?
54.
54 yards. 54? Man, let me tell you, the Jets are racing for the draft to hurry up and get them a quarterback. Boy, they can't wait to hurry up and get to the draft and get them a quarterback, man. But once again, Dylan Gabriel, man, his contributions to the offense was pretty whack, man. And his guy, Kevin Stefanski, whatever they did to him, man, he's sticking with Dylan Gabriel.
It don't matter what he did today. He still got the green light.
But you know what's funny? we haven't seen a game yet with Dylan Gabriel having us wondering who did he throw that freaking football to? We haven't seen a game yet. Every game, there's about 2 or 3 passes
Who was that to?
that was just mind-boggling, like scratching your head. Like, what was Dylan Gabriel doing on that pass play? And I think his first shaking my head pass that he threw today, it was terrible. And the pass was so bad, and it was the pass that should have allowed or made Kevin Stefanski say, okay, it's time to bring Shedeur in. Let me go in there and put Shedeur in. Because that was just like awful. And as the offensive coordinator or a coach, and I need execution. I need plays to I need completions and movement going forward. Man, that looks bad, man, for the offense. And like again, he's making his players endure this hectic foolishness by a 3rd round pick that isn't even invested in heavily. And then you have a quarterback who was much more accomplished than him. And everybody, in mostly everyone's opinion, that you can try out and give the team a chance. But no, Kevin Stefanski refused to. And then, what?
Honestly, some of the completions was like dangerous right in front of him, not even like on the outside the hash or right in front of him. Is like he throwing the ball horrible and the players just getting lit up. I'm like, man, I know these receivers are just tired of the ball, the way the ball is getting delivered to them out there.
That's the way it goes, man, and that's what they have to deal with. And like I said, as a player, that is so frustrating, it's so degrading. Like, if you understand that we have a better opportunity with a player that is just sitting down behind him and you refuse to put him in the game because you, for whatever reason, want to force this player on the players, man, that is a horrible feeling. And that's what they are forced to deal with, man, over there in Cleveland right now, man. It's just not a good look in my eyes, man. Not a good look in my eyes, man. But yeah, man. I guess we're gonna continue to have to deal with Dylan Gabriel because Kevin Stefanski said he's sticking with Dylan Gabriel and he's gonna continue to develop these young guys.
If they got the Raiders next, man. If they lose to the Raiders and then they lose to the Jets and then the Raiders, he gotta make a change. He gotta make a change.
You gotta make a change. But what's another thing I saw? Once the rain started coming down, like 6 minutes left in the game, Stefanski and Dylan Gabriel, man, they knew that the chances of winning was over with because the handicap get handicaps times 2 once it starts raining for Dylan Gabriel. But at the same time, man, they was doing their thing, throwing those little dumps and right and left 5 yards here and there and making those plays, man. So if Kevin Stefanski thinks or he can win games like that, or he's successful in winning games like that when Dylan Gabriel was able to keep making those dumps and 5-yard plays all the way down the field, then so be it. But if you don't win, you got to move on. It's time to move on.
Exactly.
It's time to move on. But yeah, man, that's Dylan Gabriel, the Browns versus the Jets, man. And yeah, like I said, it wasn't much expectations in that game. I'm just waiting to see if Shedeur was going to get in and how good would Dylan Gabriel do. I don't really have the expectation for Dylan Gabriel at this time because I know what to expect.
I ain't gonna lie. I expect the Browns to win this game today. I did.
You expected the Browns to win?
I did. I was like, yeah, Browns going in there. Jets not trying to win. They trade away the whole defense. We got Justin Fields back there throwing for 50 yards. Browns gonna win this game.
And I don't know how Kevin Stefanski feels, but that has to feel horrible as a coach or a player. And I know the players feeling it more than anything, man. And I know it. Those players want to say way more than they're saying, and because it's frustrating and whatever. Let's move on. We're gonna move on because we have to talk about the Berlin game, the game in Berlin, the Colts versus the Falcons. And yes, the Colts versus the Falcons. And the Colts held off the Falcons in overtime, 35-21. Third down. Woo! Another one of those horrible games. 0 for 8 for the Falcons on third down efficiency. 2 for 12 for the Colts. Unlike the Colts, 2 for 12. You know, they go from a loss last week, and now, you know, they almost lost against the Falcons. But almost ain't good enough. But I want to talk about the Daniel Jones experiment. And it's starting to look like it's getting a little shaky. The Daniel Jones experiment is getting a little shaky. To me, he's starting to look like the old Daniel Jones that he did when he played for the New York Giants, you know. And he better be super thankful for Jonathan Taylor, to tell you the truth.
Jonathan Taylor, he got an argument for MVP right now.
100%, 100%. But Daniel Jones' biggest issue that I see, man, is that he gets too comfortable hanging around in the pocket, you know, thinking it's cool to hold on to the football. It's like he doesn't feel the pressure coming, and that leads to too many sacks for the Indianapolis Colts. Same type of situation he did when he was with the New York Giants, right? But other than that, he's pretty sharp and he gets the job done. But at times during the game, I don't know if it's third down or a key situation, he just hangs around in the pocket, looking downfield. It's like he's trying to stare someone open or something, like, you know. And, you know, as a quarterback, the time is, you know, essential when you're back there at quarterback. Time is of the essence. You have to get rid of that football. And those are one of the things that scares me about Daniel Jones, right? He doesn't need to be too productive, right? But he just needs to play well enough to win, like he did today. You know, they was able to come back and get the victory luckily in overtime. You know, Daniel Jones, everything wasn't going too good. He went 19 for 26, 255 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Jonathan Taylor showed up big tonight, as you can see. 32 carries, 244 yards, 3 touchdowns, along with 42 yards receiving. Now, anyone that plays quarterback can win a game when your running back rushes for over 200 yards. That's as simple as that, right? And that was the case for Daniel Jones this week. Or it would have been the case, it would have been the same situation that it was last week when they played the Steelers, right? Yeah. So if Daniel Jones can understand and feel the pocket and have a better pocket presence and get rid of the ball a second quicker, or feel the pressure, you know, and get the ball out of his hands, the Colts will be all right. The Colts will be all right.
Hey, listen,
but let's talk about Sauce Gardner, man.
I was getting ready to bring that up. I was going to say, what kept the Falcons in the game today, man? Honestly,
Gardner, man. Those 2 first rounders for the Colts, man. Those 2 first rounders the Colts gave up for Sauce, man. They already are starting to look a little bad and look like a bad deal. If you ask me, I don't know if you're a Sauce Gardner fan out there. You understand? You might feel otherwise. But from what I seen today, and I'm not taking nothing away from him. He's only been there 4 days. He ain't had a lot of time to practice and get acclimated with the team and you know, his DBs and things like that. But some plays are just obvious to me, you know. And like I said, I know it's early. But this is football. There's only so many coverages and schemes that you can play. So once you made it to the NFL and bounced around a few times or once or twice or whatever, once you made it in the NFL, you pretty much seen all the coverages, you know, 90% of the players. But imagine being a general manager that gave up the 2 first-round picks for a player that is going to do more harm than he is going to do good to your team. Imagine that feeling. And that's what it was looking like for Sauce today. But Sauce made a great break on the ball to make a third down stop. And it looked like it was supposed to be a big play. Sauce didn't make the big play, but he made a big-time stop on third down. It could have been a play that, you know, they talking about him on ESPN for the whole week. You know, pick 6, he bagged that thing. But that's the difference between playmakers and players that just out there making, doing their job.
Mhm.
There's a difference. You got playmakers and players that do their job. But that touchdown that everyone is talking about to Drake May late in the second quarter was an opportunity for Sauce Gardner to make a play. And on that play, Sauce looked like he was in cover 3. Now, cover 3, a cornerback is responsible for the deep third. But in that on that play, Sauce, he squeezed the post route, which the safety is already there. And that post route was ran by Kyle Pitts, right? And Sauce, for some reason, he committed to the post route, and the quarterback never gave any indication he was throwing the ball to Kyle Pitts, the post route. Now, mind you, still in cover 3. So why would you commit yourself to the post route in the middle of the field and your safety is already there? I'm breaking it down for y'all in cover 3, right? And also, like I said, Pitts was taken by the safety. So as a cornerback, this is what I try to explain and teach players and aspiring cornerbacks, like, and things like that. Don't cover someone and in zone coverage. Don't go out there just covering someone and committing yourself to a wide receiver, and the wide receiver is not giving no indication that he's throwing the ball to that player. He's not looking his way, his shoulder's not leaning that way or anything like that. And that's what Sauce Gardner did on that play. Sauce was supposed to use his eyes and awareness and be able to play Drake May, and he was supposed to be able to see the ball if it was thrown to Kyle Pitts or if it was thrown to Drake London. And if it was thrown to Drake London like it was, he should have been able to spin off and grab the ball in the air and make an interception. It's simple as that, right? Cornerbacks are supposed to put themselves in position to make the play. The ball isn't coming to us in no shape, form, any of that. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you get a little lucky here and there. You get the ball, you get the ball thrown right to you, get a tip pass and things like that. But, and think about this in cover 3, because a lot of people was debating this on X, right? And in cover 3, if you have 2 verticals coming at you down the sideline, one coming down the sideline and one just in the hash mark, our job is to stay in the middle of these 2 wide receivers and collapse on the football. If he throws the inside one in the inside route, go route, you collapse on the ball. If those outside go route, same thing. Like I said, Sauce should have done to Drake London. Speed turn and go play outside vertical. But it's the same concept. 2 verticals. Drake London did a stutter and go, and he was, he kept his leverage. He was off a little bit. They wasn't on the same form, But at the end of the day, man, I think Sauce Gardner should have made that play. And this is the reason I have a problem with people being infatuated with that term, lockdown corner. That term lockdown is used to make excuses for cornerbacks that don't make plays, in my opinion. Just because it looks good in man-to-man coverage, that doesn't tell the full story. How does that cornerback look in any other coverage? As soon as they see a cornerback that plays press coverage and he does a great job and he get his hands on the wide receiver, they don't even care what happens to the football when the football is passed. They automatically use the term lockdown, and that solidifies this cornerback as this great cornerback or something like that. You understand? And it just pisses me off because there's so much more to football than freaking lockdown. What about the playmakers?
Yeah. But it was also some other plays that Sauce Gardner wasn't able to make today. It was a few third downs where to get the ball right to Drake London, and he was like, he didn't have his feet underneath himself. It don't got nothing to do with the play calling and stuff like that. Just not being able to break on the ball. He's slipping and falling. Also, it was another touchdown for Drake London. We did that quick out.
That was 2-point conversion, I think. Yeah.
He just like fall down, man. He gotta have better feet. Like you said last week was like one of the things he slack at was his actually technique and things like that. And you kind of seen it today on a few third downs and also that 2-point conversion that
Yeah,
that
that 2-point conversion, that was just like that was icing on the cake. I didn't even want to talk about that part because that one was the most embarrassing of them all. You trade 2 first rounders for a cornerback that goes out there looking like that. Like, I can do that. You can do that right now with no training. You understand?
Yeah,
And
there was a few third downs like that too as well. I mean, of course, that they're gonna get as much attention as the plays that actually result in points and stuff like that. But I've seen some third downs like, damn, man, he taking on wide steps, he's slipping and falling, man. Keep your feet underneath yourself.
Right. But yeah, man, I was expecting the Falcons to play a much better game than they did. And I don't know about Michael Penix Jr. I don't know how much I'm convinced or if I think he's going to be a successful quarterback in the NFL, man. He does a lot of things mechanically that I don't agree with, and things that I think he needs to work on to be successful in the NFL, man. And it looks like every pass he throws, he's trying too hard. And when you try too hard to throw passes in the NFL, that means you need to put a lot of arm into the football. When you put a lot of arm into the football, that gives us an opportunity as cornerbacks, defensive backs to be able to anticipate those throws. And that's the problem I see with Michael Penix Jr. And that interception, that Sauce Gardner drop, that big play he was supposed to take to the house, that's exactly what happened. It was a third down, and we all know that sticks coming on third down. And Michael Penix Jr., he went for it. He was like, okay, I have to zip this ball in there. And once again, he stepped into it, and he put all his might and arm into that ball instead of, concentrating on learning how to get the ball out of his hands quick and precisely. He just thinks he needs to muscle every throw. And that's something that he needs to learn, and someone need to catch on and, work on him with. But yeah, that's we'll see, man. We'll see how things go.
Well, Falcons are way worse than I thought they're gonna be. I had them, like, finishing better than they are so far. They got 3 wins. I thought they would be better this year, man. They're not really competing.
They got the top defense as well, man. So, can't complain about the Falcons right now. I think they're having some issues with head coach Raheem Morris, and his situational football, moments, whether he used timeouts or not. Should he, try to get these points, X, Y, and Z, and it's a lot of issues they need to handle fix over there, especially giving away money like $90 million to Kirk Cousins, and he
on the bench.
He ain't nowhere to be seen. He's not even a part of the plan to win games moving forward. But they're gonna be cutting that check to Kirk Cousins. Woo, boy! If you remember that when Kirk Cousins was on the plane when he played for the Minnesota Vikings and they put
the
those
chains on.
Man, listen, man, that aged so well, man. It's the perfect. That's like the perfect skit of who Kirk Cousins became in the NFL. It's like the money man, and I don't have to do nothing. Like, I show up 1 or 2 games in the playoff game, and they're gonna pay me. I think he made over $400 million during his career.
Yeah, he made a lot of money.
$400 million in his career, and you haven't heard much of Kirk Cousins doing anything. He was at the Washington Redskins, and
I don't think he ever got past the first round.
Yeah.
The year they did go to NFC Championship, they had his backup was in. I forget his name, but he was Kirk Cousins was hurt that year.
Oh yeah, when they that he got that pass to Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, that was the backup. That wasn't Kirk Cousins.
No way.
Yeah, I can't think of his name right now, but that was the backup.
No way.
Mm-hmm. They played Eagles in the NFC Championship.
Yeah. Okay. Making all that money, $400. He probably made more money than Tom Brady. He ain't made more money than Patrick Mahomes. He made more money than Tom Brady. Made more money than Peyton Manning. And he hasn't done a lick of nothing. Ain't that something? Dolphins versus the Bills, man. Dolphins versus the Bills. What do you say? Can you believe it?
Can you believe it?
The Buffalo Bills 30-13. Could anyone have seen this one coming? And this is a divisional matchup, so you never know in division, man. You never know. Play each other 2 times a year. And man, what do you know? And Tua Tagovailoa and Devon Achane, 307 yards, total offense, 2 touchdowns. And Josh Allen over there with James Cook, 376 yards total offense. But those yards wasn't as important as Achane and Tua's yards, 5 for 15 on third down for the Buffalo Bills and 3 of 9 for the Dolphins. And they still got the victory. And Tua stepped up in this game, man. To be honest with y'all, Tua stepped up. He played well for the most part of this game. He was playing a good game. And he was doing just fine until certain plays mattered the most. And the Dolphins needed him to make a play. Mainly in the fourth quarter. With the 10-point lead, Tua throws an unnecessary interception. And Mike McDaniels, he rushes to the podium fast as he can when it's time to talk about Tua or Tua did something wrong to jump to his defense. And he claims Tua was instructed to go deep on third down.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, he went deep and he threw that interception to Maxwell Harrison. And what the purpose of that play was, I have no clue. Because I think the wide receiver at that moment was Jaden Waddle. He was not open at all. It was like he was throwing the ball away. And Mike McDaniel's cases, he's like, okay, this will be just as good as a punt.
A punt.
Whatever. We can't believe anything that comes out of those guys' mouth no more, man. At this point, during their career for the Miami Dolphins, they are in survival mode. To stay together as a head coach quarterback duo right now. Mike McDaniels and Tua Tagovailoa, they love each other. They are fighting to stay together because they know no one else, no other organization is going to let them hang around and be who they are besides Stephen Ross and the Miami Dolphins. They are in survival mode. And luckily, man, Josh Allen, man, he turns around and fumbles the ball to get the ball right back. And that saved the day because then Devon Achane, he takes the game over. He goes out and I think he hit a 60-yard or something like that.
Yep.
Josh Allen didn't fumble that football trying to be Superman, making sure he tries to win the game for his team. You see that from the Miami Dolphins.
Sean McDermott back at it again, man. The number one complainer of the tush push, and he run it the most. I don't understand. You keep complaining about the tush push, but you're running it, and my man Josh Allen ran the ball 15 yards off a tush push and then fumble it, cough it up.
Yeah, that's just the issue, man. That's the issue for the Buffalo Bills, and it's the same scenario, same story, year by year by year, over and over and over again. Josh Allen has to do too much to win for the Buffalo Bills. And like I said, this year is no different than the past. This year, Josh Allen is probably playing with the worst rushing defense he has ever played with since he's been in Buffalo. And they ain't going anywhere anytime soon if they can't stop the run. Now, they're really good at stopping the pass. But you can't make the team pass if you can't stop them from running the football, right? Mm-hmm. I think they're top 5 ranked in the NFL in the pass, but they're like 28th ranked stopping the run. And that's not good. That's not good,
Right.
And like I said, it was good to see the rookie, man, on defense, Maxton Harrison, show up and make a good play because they need some playmakers on defense. They need playmakers around Josh Allen, just period. And hopefully there's a sign that he will be a playmaker in the future because all we hear about is freaking Josh Allen, right? And it's going down, man. It's going to be another disappointment for the Buffalo Bills and another season going down the drain for Josh Allen. Josh Allen is going to miss another Super Bowl, and he's going to be one more year closer to retirement. Playing for the same coach with the same scenario, ain't nothing changing. And Josh Allen is going to be the next Dan Marino, a great quarterback with all the talent that never makes a Super Bowl. How do we stop this from happening, y'all?
Man, last week after the Bills beat the Chiefs, we heard the whole world saying, "Oh, the Bills, that's a Super Bowl champion." Slow down. They do that every year. They beat the Chiefs in the regular season every year. But once the playoffs come around, it's a whole different Bills team. And we kind of seen that Bills team play today. Like, it's not the same team that played last week. Nothing was the same. Like you had that same intensity. The defense wasn't able to make tackles. Turnovers on offense. James Cook turning the ball over, Josh Allen turning the ball over. You can't win games like that.
Yeah, especially the way Josh Allen played, man. If your main go-to man, your Superman, he's making turnovers in the red zone, and he's having those costly fumbles when you're trying to make a comeback, and the game is on the line. You can't win like that. And yeah, man, that's what happened. And same thing, same scenario for Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills and Sean McDermott. I don't think nothing's gonna change, man. And yeah, man. So that's what we had to talk about tonight, man. We had to cover a few things, a few games. Let's get into the chat. To my guy Dan. Dan says Steelers trading for George Pickens was a disaster trade. He said Pickens is going to catch 85 balls this year for like 1,200 yards. Yes, you definitely have a good point, man. But at the same time, man, I don't know how much of a headache George Pickens was to deal with for Mike Tomlin. And
I don't think Mike Tomlin want to deal with that.
Tomlin had to deal with AB for so long, he wasn't willing to deal with another situation like that. I see from the body language from George Pickens that he's ready to erupt and be a problem at any moment for the Dallas Cowboys, but it's a new situation, so he don't want to show his hand too fast. But yeah, man, I don't know. They got rid of him for a reason, man, and obviously he was more of a distraction than more of a benefit to this organization. And yeah, they should have traded for Jalen Waddle. That's what they should have did.
Yeah, they definitely should have added another wide receiver. But did you see? I know earlier you brought up when the Browns was playing. When Browns was playing today and it started raining, and you could tell like it was a whole different quarterback out there.
Yeah,
I felt like that with honestly with the Patriots today.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to talk about that, but I didn't want to, get deep into that, man. And everyone is so, fond of Drake Mays, and they're talking about how great of a quarterback Drake May is and things like that. I have a different opinion and a different evaluation of what I see from Drake May, and like I say, everybody doesn't understand who Josh McDaniels is. And Josh McDaniels is responsible for the Tom Brady, the Matt Castles. He is a hell of a offensive coordinator as well as a quarterback whisperer. You know what I mean? Jimmy Garoppolo. He's a quarterback whisperer, man, and he understands how to develop quarterbacks and use them, to their strengths. And that's what he's doing with Drake May. Drake May is in a natural now. Don't get it twisted. He is in the natural, but he has a very good coach and mentor behind him. So, that's what I think is happening.
Yeah, but today when it was raining in Tampa Bay, when they had the ball and it was raining, he was missing a lot of throws. And I'm like, you in warm weather in the rain. Imagine up in New England when it's raining and snowing. You can't be that Drake May because like when it's perfect weather, that's kind of what Tua is. Like when Tua can make good throws when it's good weather, but once the weather changed, he's a whole different quarterback. And I'm all like, Drake May can't be that playing in New England.
We'll see, man. And let's get some predictions for tomorrow, man. We got the Eagles versus the Packers, two potential Super Bowl contenders. Of course, my Super Bowl pick. Who wins tomorrow? Of course, how we feel on this channel. We'll say what needs to be said, but we're gonna make some predictions, and I want to hear y'all in the chat tomorrow because y'all know we got to talk about it tomorrow night. The Packers versus the Eagles tomorrow night. What are your predictions? Dries, go ahead first, man. What are your predictions? Who do you got? The Eagles are playing at Lambeau Stadium against the Packers. Jordan Love and the rest of the crew. Michael Parsons, is he going to have any effect on this game tomorrow? What is the score, baby?
Listen, at Lambeau Field tomorrow is going to be kickoff going to be 24 degrees with 20 miles per 20-mile-per-hour winds, so it's gonna be a cold one at the start. You know, that's a night game, so it's gonna get colder and colder as the night goes on. So, man, I feel like it's gonna be a real physical game. So, the more physical team I see is the Eagles. So, of course, I'm not even because being biased because I'm an Eagles fans, but I mean, in that cold weather, you gotta be physical, be able to run that ball, and I feel like the Eagles can run the ball better and defend the run better than the Packers can. So, I got the Eagles winning 24-17.
24-17. I'm going 31-28 Eagles, man.
Okay.
Y'all make sure y'all take these predictions down. Y'all take them to your bookie, run your parlays up. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all come back and y'all break bread with us now. Y'all don't be selfish out there. Y'all come
Eagles,
back and break bread.
This Eagles' first time being an underdog since the Super Bowl, too. So you could get some plus money on being on the underdogs if y'all pick the Eagles.
Told y'all who going to the Super Bowl. So if y'all want to go and run that parlay up real quick, go place these bets. We halfway through the season, baby. Go make it happen, man. So yeah, man, it was fun rocking out with y'all tonight, man. I was up here in Gainesville visiting my daughter. You know, my little track star, I got the next Olympian on my hand.
Okay.
We go to the Olympics, man. We do big things with the Samuel family around here, man. So yeah, man. It was fun rocking out with y'all, man. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow night, and I'm gonna have my setup back, and I'm gonna be back to my comfortable swaggy way.
And I'll be live from Wisconsin in the cold.
You gonna make it there in the cold?
Up there in the cold.
Y'all pray for my dog, man. Have a safe flight, man, and everything is copacetic, man. And he out here during this government shutdown and everything else that's going on. He said he gonna take a chance, man. He's a ride or die, baby. He's a ride or die. But it was fun rocking with y'all tonight, man. I'm Asante, Mr. Pick Six Samuel.
It's your boy 2-3 Drees.
We're gonna see y'all next time. We are